I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Attorney General Letitia James.
Oh, come on, we're in a house of God. First, simmer down. Thank you for getting it out of your system. First, I want to recognize Reverend A.R. Bernard in his absence. I want to recognize Monsignor Jamie, and it also is an honor and a privilege to be here today as we swear in Reverend Pam Holmes Saxton as chaplain of the FDNY. I want to thank Commissioner Kavanaugh and Chief Hodgens for that recognition. And today we are making history, swearing in our first African-American woman chaplain of FDNY. Pray for those firefighters who stood with me when my mother was dying and they worked on her for an hour in my house, not knowing who I was. And I thank them. Some may even be here. Some might even be booing me. But nonetheless, I pray for them.
Yeah, put up the picture full of masks. So now the chief needs to know who did this, who said what. They were chanting Trump, 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 with millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable. We just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. This is a government establishment. This is a governmental event. These are government workers. Per Atlanta Black Star, New York fire chief officials are reportedly working to identify who heckled Attorney General Letitia James at last week's promotion ceremony, condemning their conduct as, quote, grossly inappropriate and unacceptable. FDNY brass even saying the Christian Cultural Center in Brooklyn may ban the department over the incident. What? Yeah, they may ban the whole department. So I find this to be kind of ironic. So the chief is saying, we're trying to identify the individuals who did this. Sir, you all have cameras there. There was media. And also you have others who were next to people who were booing. If you just ask, I'm sure they'll snitch on the individuals who were there booing. They were watching them. And the sound seemed as if damn near half of your department was booing the woman. I don't think it's going to be difficult to find individuals involved. There's more. So the Attorney General James attended the ceremony to honor Reverend Pamela Holmes, the fire department of New York's first Black woman chaplain. But as soon as the Attorney General took the podium, several crowd members began booing her and chanting Trump, Trump, Trump. Now, I want to remind you, they are probably booing both her and the first African-American woman to be chaplain. Understand, they're probably booing both. Following the ceremony, FDNY Chief John Hodgens released a statement saying the commotion, quote, distracted from that celebration and was an embarrassment. The fallout actually continued over the weekend after the release of a memo that was reportedly drafted by the Uniformed Firefighters Association and the Uniformed Firefighters Association, which said the Bureau of Investigations and Trials would be gathering video and identifying members that discredited the department. One memo outlined, quote, the behavior we saw and heard was grossly inappropriate. Protesting, heckling, or booing anyone at a ceremony is simply unacceptable. This was not a political event, and Letitia James was not there to give a political speech. Members have a right to political beliefs, but you don't have a right to make a job-related ceremony political in nature. Boom, everybody should be fired. It's real simple. If you did the thing that we tell you you cannot do as a government worker, we then fire you. You got to go. You violated protocol, standing orders. And firefighters are first responders. We're talking about individuals who are in the business of responding to aid people in crisis, regardless of their political affiliation, their race, their gender, their religious belief. They are there to offer support. How in the hell can we trust that fire department, who they are obviously willing to proclaim their political bias, and I would say by proxy, racial bias at an event that is government related? There's more. The memo continued, when you're not on duty, feel however you want to about politicians. Vote, protest, that's your right. But don't do it on the job's dime, on other members' time, or on their family's time. Do it on your own time. Hodges also drafted this email that was sent to several agencies or agency officials saying, quote, members might not come forward, but they should know that there is clear video of the entire incident, and they will be contacted by BITS, which is the Bureau of Investigations and Trials. They will be contacted by BITS if they don't. Adding, quote, it is better if they come forward and we don't have to hunt them down. All right? FDNY spokesperson Jim Long told Fox News Digital on Sunday that the investigation isn't necessarily a hunt, but the department is looking into firefighting personnel who violated regulations at the ceremony. Quote, nobody's hunting anyone down. We're looking into those who clearly broke department regulations, Long said. It has nothing to do with politics. It's about professionalism at an official event held in a house of worship. Don't you find it ironic that the fire department itself, the police chief, the executives, they are having to defend what is a common policy that must be respected by all governmental agencies? They're literally having to explain why they're going to investigate when it's clear that the reason they are investigating is because of a massive breach of not only protocol, but of policy. There's more. Trump rained down numerous attacks and criticisms on AG James after she filed the civil fraud lawsuit last year that ended in more than a $450 million penalty handed down last month against him for illegally inflating the value of his properties and assets to serve his business needs. Keep this picture up for a second. Trump still got off light. And let me tell you why. The federal statute that she used to prosecute Trump civilly, there's a corresponding federal statute that is a criminal version of the statute. She did not, or at least has not yet, used the criminal statute, but only the civil. And Trump is still talking mad-ish. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
I'm okay with the word hunt. Let's call it what it is, okay? They should be hunted down. This is not a free speech issue, as you chronicled there, Doc. This is about rank and file not doing as they're supposed to do, and somebody's got to be punished. All of them have to be punished. But I like Letitia James, the Attorney General, and I liken her reaction to another winning woman and her record, Dawn Staley, who was recently booed, and the reporters in the press conference afterwards said, look, they don't like you very much. They were giving you a hard time. And she said, that's not true. They like me a lot. They were calling me boo. And then she kept winning, okay? 31 games and counting. These women are just going to keep winning, and these people have got to be punished.
Yeah, that's right. And listen, it's a first responder outfit. It is an agency dedicated to first response for crisis, all right? You got to do better.